In a universe where life does not end at death, we explore the infinite possibilities forged by our very minds. Welcome to Arthadian Anthologies. Greetings, fellow travelers and storytellers. Welcome to the Arthadian Anthologies podcast, where I, MS Arthadian, dive into the ever-expanding universe I'm developing and the deeper meaning behind it all. Last week, the champion was decided through the path of the Phoenix. The path consisted of a temporal link to each cantor participating, but each of them faced different outcomes. In the end, the champion was the only human cantor found in the Church of Kirik. And in this session, you get to watch Kinna cope with her newfound title. But before we get started, Kinna Jolanthe is perched inside the cargo bay. You can purchase a Kinna t-shirt at arthadiananthologies.com/shop. There will be a 15% discount up until April 12th, 2022. Now, without further ado, here is the second session with our new champion. Our new champion, Kinna Jolanthe. Across the nest, cantor are chirping about how the new champion is a human. After a week, the news spreads across the pillars. Over the course of 3 marks being the champion, you've gotten both praise and skepticism. Most of your time is spent with the Eros Rectors as they explain what being a champion means to the cantor societies as a whole. The responsibility that it entails. How champions recall the past lives of their predecessors in order to handle the challenges of the present and the future. But one thing is told to you by Arch-Rector Karakin. Now remember this. You will have a choice after one cycle of being the champion. If you believe our great mother Phoenis made a mistake, you may pass over the champion title to another traveler. This rings in your mind. After all, you were not expecting this to be sprung onto you. After your meetings with the rectors, your sister Lana comes to see you. But you notice that Muzo hasn't been home the past couple marks. You haven't seen him since the path. The last thing he said to you was, "Congrats. I guess I'll be following your lead." As you sit there, zoning out, thinking about everything, Lana taps your shoulder. "Kinna, are you alright? You haven't finished the nectar I brought you."
I'm fine. Thank you. No, I'm okay.
Are you sure?
Yeah, it's just been a lot.
Yeah, I understand. And she kind of sits down and is like, do you see them?
Who?
the other champions?
I haven't yet.
Okay. Okay. Well, I mean, I don't know I don't know how to help you in this situation.
It's fine. You don't need to help me. You don't need to do anything.
Are you sure? Because like, I mean, I can I can stay here for a little while. I don't have much to do. I mean,
no, the nectar is perfect.
Okay. And she looks around, like, is Muzo coming home anytime soon?
I haven't seen him.
And she kind of looks around. She goes over and she checks the kitchen. And she goes over and like peeks around the corner to his room.
If I've been in there, is all of his stuff still there?
Yeah, all of his stuff is still there. But you're just kind of trying to keep your composure with everything going on. When you look outside, you see you like every time you go outside, there probably like a bunch of Cantol around, and they ask you questions, and they'll like come up to you and
paparazzi.
Well, not paparazzi, more like, please help my son. Please, like, show, like, yeah, that kind of stuff. Like you're some kind of prophet. And she kind of like, Lana walks over and she's like, okay, do you need anything from the store or anything like that? I could go pick up some stuff.
Oh, no, I'm okay. I might go later at night when no one's outside.
Okay. Okay, I'm going to be right back, okay?
All right.
And she goes. And she leaves. And you are now there alone. I'd like you to roll me a disciplinary check.
Uh, 22.
Found it. Oh. God damn. Okay, as you sit there thinking, you suddenly hear a
My head?
and
Is it in my head or is it?
it sounds like it's outside.
Oh,
and
okay.
you
I'm gonna take cover.
you go ahead and roll me a dodge.
I thought you meant it was in my head, and I was like, Usually I sit there thinking. Dodge. Uh, 21.
You go and take cover underneath the center panel within the actual kitchen area, and you kind of like hide underneath the thing, and then you hear nothing. You look over. There's nothing there. You swore you heard. It almost sounded like a grenade was going off.
There's nothing there?
No, nothing.
That was weird.
And then, as you're standing there, you hear the door slide open. And as the door slides open, you see walking inside is Muzo, with his head down. He seems to have his eyes glued to his codex. Doesn't acknowledge you. What do you do?
Hi, Muzo.
And he looks up.
I go up to him.
He looks up. Is like, oh, hi, Kinna. How's everything?
It's fine. I haven't seen you in a little bit. How have you been?
I've been studying, and you see, he has his codex out. I have to go over mission procedures.
Never mind.
What?
It just feels like you're avoiding me.
No. I'm sorry. Do you actually? I'm going to be going over to the recruitment center. They wanted me to bring you along. Well, I made sure to get you access to the recruitment, but now that you're a champion, I think it's going to be a lot easier.
Oh, well, thank you so much.
Yes, of course.
Should we leave now? Or
yeah, we can leave now, if you like. Let me just gather some stuff. And he goes and begins to walk over towards his room. He's like,
be like, I'm gonna call out. Like, what should I bring?
bring your codex. They'll probably just. I'm not sure, but I know that apparently the Grand Admiral wants to speak to you.
Okay. Do I know who that is?
Roll me a lore check.
Because he didn't know who it was, so I don't think I know who it is. Lore?
Mm-hmm.
13.
Yeah, you don't know.
Be like, hey, Muzo?
Yes?
Who's that?
They're like the leader of Core Command. And it was weird. And he comes over the corner. He's like, he said something about how he was going to watch the path. But, I mean, it's kind of hard to watch a path when it was all in our heads, you know?
Oh.
But, yeah, he wanted to have the champion come. Yeah.
Maybe he just meant, like, when it was announced?
Who knows?
Like
Maybe we'll find out when we get there, huh? And he goes and keeps packing his stuff. What are you doing in the meantime as he's packing?
Packing gear and I guess my weapons.
Okay, you go over and you pack your weapons up and your gear and get your gear onto you. And Muzo walks out. He's like, "All right, you ready to go?
Yeah.
Are you comfortable with the transport in the airway, or was that difficult last time?"
Did it look like I was having trouble?
I mean, you kind of got separated from me for a second there.
No.
Wait, did you? I forget. No, you were fine. You were fine, right?
I think I was okay.
Sorry, I'm. He looks down. He's just
like, hey, Muzo.
Yes.
I'm gonna need your help.
Yeah.
You know, training and everything. You were always better at that than me.
I can help you. Yes. I'll show you. I'll show you what I know.
Awesome.
And he begins to head out. It's like, all right, let's go. You guys go outside. As you go outside, you do realize that Lana's going to be coming back.
Oh.
Are you going to message her?
Yeah, message her.
Okay. What do you message her?
I message her, hey Lana, or hey sis. Little sis, right?
Yeah.
Muzo came back. I'm gonna go with him to the
recruitment center.
Recruitment center.
For Core Command.
I'll let you know when I'm on my way back.
She's like, okay, be safe. And she sends that.
Okay.
And you head out with him into... as you head out the doors and you go into the actual... the tower, the pine tower that you're in, Tower 21, the Dome 21, you see the Dova behind the desk. He's like, oh, Champion. And she kind of raises her talent up to you.
We'll look around for a split second, like not remembering for a second. And then go up to her and be like,
Muzo's like, it's like, don't give her anything, okay?
Okay.
Yeah, she's a cunt.
She's a what?
But nothing. I didn't say anything. And you go over to her. It's like, there are a few people outside waiting for you. They wish to get your insight on certain matters. Or do you wish to help them, or do you want to try to avoid them currently?
I'm a little busy right now.
Okay, I will.
But I can speak to them like later.
I will let them know. And she goes and like you haven't seen her act this. Like she's always been like kind of like moody towards Muzo because she has like a little crush on him. But
I could probably tell. I would know that.
Yeah, but like right now it seems like she's very respectful to you. Maybe because you're the champion. And she goes out, and you see her start talking to about like 3 other Cantols, and then they all like lower the heads, bow, and then they fly off. And then she comes back in and it's like, all right, you are good. And Muzo's like, all right, we're going. Bye, lass. And she's just like, bye, Muzo. And she walks behind the desk.
Oh, my eyes.
And you go outside and you see Muzo's like, all right, let's see. And you see him like flap out his wings. It's like, last one's there, a rotten egg. And he goes and flies.
I'm gonna follow.
You begin to follow him. Go ahead and roll me a piloting check as you go and fly into the Nocturne Airway.
Kinda want him to win. I do want him to win.
So you're gonna... Well, first I get... Having a hard time counting?
Always. 6, right?
Got it?
19.
19. You're able to fly with him. You're speeding down. You have a lot more maneuverability with being a human. But you see Muzo is just... He puts his wings back and he begins to dive bomb through. And you guys fly through straight towards the pillar transport area where it will take you to the harbor. And you end up going through the pillar transport to the harbor. And once you reach there, you see Muzo's kind of flying above where you see the capital environment of Voestevez, which is a giant ringed city that goes up to the cloud, like above the clouds. And you see like a central station in the middle of the ring, and Muzo is flying towards there. And you hear down below the city. And you also see pods flying. And on the sides of the ring, you can tell it's almost like everyone there's artificial gravity on the side of the rings, and then on the top of this capital environment as well.
Can we fly faster than the pods? Just curious.
No. Pods. Your range, I believe, as a flying speed is 40 feet, right? Range 4. You have a range 4 flying speed.
Range 3.
Oh, range 3. Oh yeah. You have a range 3 flying speed.
I'm a medium
pods,
body type.
Pods are range 20 at their base. So, but yeah, as you are flying, it's towards the recruitment center, towards technically the command HQ. You see he lands and looks back at you. He's like, "All right, we are here. Let me do the talking, okay?" Well, wait, actually, yeah, I'll do the talking. I think, yeah.
Yeah.
And he goes up, and the door opens up, and you see inside. Entering the recruitment center, you see banners hung across the walls with the command sigil ever present. Sitting in chairs lined against the walls are several prime waiting to be called up. Muzo, on the other hand, steps up to the desk where you see a familiar enhanced Yen with silver shortened hair that curls over her pointed ears and bangs that line down to her jawline. She has bronze-colored pupils with a metallic enhancement that wraps around the left side of her neck. Welcome back, Whist. You finished the mission procedures? And Muzo grunts as he places his codex on the counter. Kave konteke! Which you hear as, of course I did. You see Asla looks down behind the desk, but before she can do anything, Muzo looks at you. It's like, I bring Champion. She can translate. She speaks better symbol. And points towards you. And you see...
She looks familiar to me because
it's Asla, yeah.
Yeah.
And she was like, oh, hello, Champion,
Kinna Jolanthe.
And she goes and checks her register, and she's like, Kinna Jolanthe? And then Muzo looks over, he's like, did I say something wrong?
Is he looking at me?
Yeah.
They're like, oh, what?
I was trying to, okay, never mind. And like, Kinna Jolanthe, okay, you are to become an officer. I will make sure that you're... Do you have your codex with you?
Oh, yes.
And you hand it over, and she begins... Like, I'm going to be sending... same thing that I sent to Muzo here, and I will be sending a few other things. Also, you are to meet with the Grand Admiral as well. And Muzo's like, yeah, see? Exactly what I told you. And he's saying all of this in Canton.
Uh-huh.
But
not in the translator.
Not in the translator. Just because I don't want to do the translation stuff. Yeah. But yeah, she looks over and she's just like, all right, if you can follow me, the Grand Admiral is going to be in this left room over here, and she points over to the left side.
I'm going to take a quick glance around if I recognize anyone else.
You don't recognize anyone else. They're all different kinds of prime inside here. Azla stands up, escorting you over to the door on the far left, next to the front desk. Muzo begins to follow, but as Azla turns around, she winces. She's like, "Oh, Muzo, the Grand Admiral specifically requested the champion's presence alone."
Are you sure he's not able to come with?
Yes, I'm the Grand. It's the Grand Admiral. He wishes to speak to you alone. And Muzo's like, I will stay. I will stay here. Yeah. And he looks over at you like, good luck, champion. And he goes over and sits down. And he just kind of slops down into the chair.
I give him like an awkward, like, I'm sorry glance, like,
He doesn't really look up. And Asla's like, all right this way. And the door opens up. And inside here, you notice what looks like a long hallway leading down to another door. And she goes up to the panel to the side and she clicks a few buttons, and then the door also slides open, and inside here is another hallway that kind of goes down about probably like 10 feet on both sides, and you see about like 5 different doors on the wall in front of you. And she goes up to the door in the center, and she goes up and begins to knock on it. And then the door opens up, and you see inside is a desk, a large desk, and court banners on the side of the walls, and then a large kind of like window that is like the entirety of the wall behind the desk, and you can see the outside of Vo Estevez and like Pillar Command completely. And behind the desk, sitting there, is a prime individual. He has a shaved gray hair. His eyes are this dark blue, and he has like wrinkles on his face. He's rather old, but he still has color in his face as well. And he looks at you. You see his entire persona, his entire body, like all of the gear on him is just decorated. He's completely decorated. And he stands up. He's like, "Thank you, Azla. I appreciate it. You may go wait inside the recruitment center." And she's like, "Yes, Grand Admiral." And she bows to him and then heads out in the door.
Tell her, "Thank you, Azla."
She nods, and then the door closes. And he just stares at you.
Oh, Commander. I'm gonna
Grand Admiral.
Oh, sorry. That's what I meant to say. Can I say that I said Grand Admiral?
No, I think it's better that you say
No.
Commander.
I have no idea who you are. No, I'm gonna bow my head, I think, or nod.
Mm-hmm. And he looks at you, he's like, "I should be bowing, champion." And he bows. Please have a seat, or whatever you feel like doing. Perching up somewhere if you
take a seat.
go. You go over and you sit down. And he goes and sits down. He's like, "Last time I did this, with your predecessor here, he was rather excited. You seem... Are you wanting to join Core Command? I believe...
Yes, I want to join Core Command.
Alright. And he looks at you. And he's like, what do you know about Core Command? Do you know much?
In my head, I'm just thinking 562. Like the number is just like that's why I know 767. I don't know. I don't know very much.
Do you know about the war that we're in currently?
Yeah, I know it's dangerous.
Yes, of
Out
course.
there.
Well, war is quite dangerous. We're trying to put an end to it as quickly as possible, but we're going to need your help. And... Well, it seems like... every day that this goes on... every mark... It just gets bigger and bigger.
As in... counter command is growing? Is that what you mean?
Yes. They're gaining allies, and we're falling behind. Mainly because we have so many other things that we have to worry about.
Why do you think that they're growing with allies?
Why do I think?
Yeah, why would...
Because there's things that some people will be convinced of and things that they will be skeptical of. And whatever they're able to convince them of, and I mean, I'm sure it seems bad that, you know, sometimes occupations can be difficult to manage, but these worlds if there have been inhabitants on a world, our the procedures that we take is to make sure that we do not destroy their cultures. We want to protect them. We want to liberate them. That is why we also work with the champions of the nest, because they want to help liberate as well. I take it you want to liberate?
Yeah, and stop the bloodshed.
And stop the bloodshed, yes. Well, you're gonna have to talk to Echolotike for that. But he's not really someone that we can have a conversation with. He's a radical.
In
You know
core
what?
command or counter command?
Echolotike is the leader of Counter Command. And he believes that we in Core Command caused the reset. Do you know of the reset? I'm sure you've learned about it.
Yeah.
Alright. It was around... Well, it was 116 cycles ago, actually, to be precise. So, over a century ago. But, I mean, do you really think that Core Command could do something like that? I'm asking you, honestly, do you think that Core Command could wipe the memories and minds of all denizens throughout the Foundation region, just the Foundation region alone? Not even the core. We don't even know if like every single world was affected.
You mean outside?
But so far, it's looking like that. Not outside the core, inside the core.
I'm not entirely sure, but I don't think they could have done it by themselves, if hypothetically speaking.
Core Command.
Yeah. I'm sure there was greater power than...
Do you think that Core Command did it?
No.
Alright. And he looks at you. He's like, what do you plan on specifically doing in Core Command? Other than liberating worlds, helping us liberate worlds. You want to put a stop to the bloodshed?
Yes, very, very much so.
Alright. Have you gotten any visions yet?
No, I haven't. Should I have already?
No, I mean, you've only been a champion for less than a week, so I'm not expecting you to have everything right off the bat. But I would like to have your training be quicker than usual.
Quicker than usual?
Yes. Are you up for it?
Yeah. Do you mean as compared to other champions?
As compared to other command officers. Champions, I'm not going to push you too hard because, well, eventually once your visions start coming to you, you'll have a better understanding of how to do things.
You're saying that I would be learning faster than the other recruits?
Yes, we'll put you through the CAA on a quickened process. Specifically, probably get you through in half the time that it takes for a normal acolyte.
Can my friend join me?
Your friend?
Yes, he's...
Who's your friend?
His name is Muzo. Muzo West.
Oh, the Egelian.
Yeah.
Hmm.
You know him?
I met him last time. I believe he's the one that brought you here?
Yes.
Oh. It's good for him. Though he was very believing that he was going to become the champion.
I look down.
And he also had a little situation happen where, well, it seemed that he and another acolyte got into a little argument, to say the least.
Oh.
And our General Plutel had to handle them. It will probably take more time for him to get through the training process.
Why? He's much better at training than I am.
You are a champion. You'll find out soon enough what that means. Did they not tell you that the art directors, or
tell me
how it works?
Well, yeah, kind of. Yeah.
Alright, well, once it starts happening, you'll understand. But your friend will have to go through the process. If he can go through it quickly, then he can keep up with you. But I want to make sure that you're good enough. If we can actually get you through quick enough, then I think it would be of great help for our efforts.
Of course.
All right, and he stands up. He's like, "All right, we'll get you started in the CAA, and then we'll And I'll be keeping an eye on you, alright?
I nod.
And please, inform your commanders, anyone who's training you, of any visions you might have, and then have them bring it to me.
Bring you the visions?
Just the synopsis of them.
Huh.
I'd like to know your journey through all of this. And he smiles at you. He stands up. It was a pleasure meeting you, Kinna.
And you, Grand Admiral.
That's better. And he's like, and he goes, he's like, I'll walk you back out. You can see he goes over to the door. The door slides open. You begin to walk out straight through, back to the recruitment center as the door opens up, and you see Muzo perk up to see you, and the Grand Admiral behind you. And then Azla kind of looks over, and Grand Admiral goes over. It's like, "Thank you, Azla. I'll be going to my Fleet Titan now." "Yes, Grand Admiral." And then you see he heads out. "Kinna," and he looks over towards Muzo. It's like, "Muzo," and Muzo's like, "Grand Admiral." Mm-hmm. He nods. Like, "I'll be off." And then all the Prime kind of like stand up and salute him, and then walks out. And then Azla comes over. It's like, all right. So all of the information is going to be sent to your codex, and then you will bring it to me. Come back in a week, and then we will get you started. All right?
Okay.
And
a week?
Yeah, a week.
Okay.
And Muzo's like, "Yeah, that's the same time as me. It took me a week." And he walks up to you, and he's like, "So how did it go?"
It's good. He's nice, actually.
Nice, yeah. Oh well, I mean, you didn't meet the other one. And he looks around. He's like, "All right. So now what do I do?" And looks over to Azla. It's like, "All right, Muzo, you're ready to go on. You're ready to go into the Command Acolyte Assembly. With your mission procedures done, we're going to send you to your first training." And he's like, "Perfect. Okay, I get to do this. I get to do this. Yes." And then he looks over at you. He's like, "Is it possible for me to wait a week?"
Oh no, you're. No, don't laugh. I don't laugh. Like, no, Muzo, please go. I'll catch up.
You sure?
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna do it. Yes.
I can just get some tips from you.
Mm-hmm. And he begins to get excited, and Azla kind of takes him around. And as that happens, oh, wrong one. This one. As that happens, with you officially registered into Corps Command, you embark on your training to learn the mission procedures and begin the regiments that the Command Acolyte Assembly has in store for you. I would like you to roll me an acrobatics check. Get ready, there's going to be a lot of checks.
Oh, this is where we're... Okay.
Yes.
Hold on.
We're about to do a time skip, everyone.
Acrobatics. 21.
21. Okay. And then you're going to do an athletics check.
18.
You're going to do a computers check.
Uh, 16.
A discipline check. Endurance.
24.
Mechanics. 24 on endurance? Jeez, you have a high.
I have a high fortitude. It's a 10. Mechanics. That was really bad. I didn't even like. It went boop.
Mechanics.
16.
Perception.
14.
Piloting.
22.
Stealth.
24.
All right, here we go. All knowledge checks.
Like all of my knowledge.
All
checks?
of your knowledges, yes.
Including biology, lore, and planetary?
Yes. So,
Okay.
this is basically like a time skip. Like you're
Oh, that was horrible. That was a crit fail. Intellect 10, so 12.
12 on biology. You're not very good on understanding other species.
19 on lore.
19 on lore. All right.
19 on planetary.
Same exact roll. Wow.
Not same dice.
This one's survival, right?
Yeah, 18 on survival.
All right.
And can I do my +3 once a day or no? On my strategy? Does that count for this? No.
No.
$14 on strategy.
14 on strategy. That's all your knowledge is, right?
Yeah.
And then 1 straight charm check. Just straight.
Sorry, what
straight
did I say my strategy was?
14.
Yeah, okay, that's right.
Straight charm.
Somehow I crit, so charm 16.
16. Okay.
Only crit was on my worst attribute.
All right. It's looking like you're gonna be an operative in the operative regiment.
Wasn't that That's already what I had chosen.
Yeah, well, it's more. Yeah. You're be more of an operative.
How do you spell operative?
Operative. Operative, like opera.
Got the A.
Opera. But yeah. So, you also, in this time period, receive visions from previous memories that other champions had. Mainly from your recent predecessor. He was actually assigned to the Grand Admiral's fleet. But at the end there, he specifically requested to move to the fleet Titan of Visceral, led by Admiral Volton. And you found out that Volton is the one that is mostly
corrupt.
He's the one that goes around to worlds, mainly taking resources from them and studying certain species and not following the mission, the command colony procedures when establishing new command colonies. And the previous champion wanted to confront Volton at a certain point, but he was trying to figure out how to do so without raising bigger alarms. But he knew that there was something going on with Volton, that he had some issues with him, and also that several officers had gone missing on his watch, in his fleet. But through these visions, you mainly feel like, well, the champion had a good relationship with the Grand Admiral. The Grand Admiral was helpful and would provide missions that would help him liberate, but also find out more information about how Core Command. Not Core Command, Counter Command operates and stuff.
So based on like all that knowledge, do I think that the Grand Admiral knows about Core Command being corrupt? And specifically who, or no?
So you know that there are. You figured out that there are several officials. There are several officials that are apparently corrupt. The previous champion believes that Volton was the head of this whole situation. The Grand Admiral was rather helpful and rather neutral in basically everything, and wanted to make sure that everything was neutral. But you didn't get too much out of the visions. The visions would come to you almost like you were in them, and then it would stop.
But they also help me with like combat stuff.
Yeah, every time you've had a vision now, each time you would get some. It's almost like muscle memory from the previous champion, and whenever combat would occur within these visions, you would then kind of like feel it going through, and it actually helped with like learning how to develop your combative skills. And with that, we're gonna end the session there.
Do I get to trade with Muzo after that, or?
You actually skipped. We will talk about it.
Okay.
We will talk about it. People will find out next session. But yeah, that was good. That was good. I thank you for listening to this session. With the time skip underway, Kinna will return as a Corps Command officer in the final session of this trilogy next week. If you are just now joining the anthology, check out arthadiananthologies.com for more content that expands this new expanding universe. You can also support the creation of this podcast by donating through the link found in the description of this episode. Until next time, travelers, be safe, stay safe, and if death comes to you, may you be reborn in power.